Usyk's a worried man, and I've been around fighting men all my life. I can see inside the soul. He knows he's facing the best Tyson Fury, and what we've worked on, and how he is, and how he's been in camp.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here again. Congratulations, you win a football. It's a great. Congratulations.
Tyson Fury was accompanied by his trusted team, including coaches Sugar Hill Stewart, Andy Lee, and his father, John Fury. Meanwhile, Oleksandr Usyk also landed in the country ahead of the showdown, preparing for a week filled with media tours, press duties, and conferences. As the days passed, the anticipation for this monumental clash only grew stronger. The Furies have once again stirred up a storm in the boxing world, their fiery tempers showing no signs of cooling. This time, they narrowly avoided being upended by the same man who handed the towering Tyson Fury his first defeat. Arriving in Saudi Arabia from Malta, the challenger underwent intense training in preparation for the unified World Heavyweight Championship.
Because I've slaughtered him, and I mean slaughtered him. He's needed it, and you're going to see the benefit of that Saturday night on social.
The tension between the camps reached a boiling point when Oleksandr Usyk decided to stir up trouble at the airport. Usyk approached Tyson Fury and playfully pretended to take swings at him, taunting the British boxer and provoking him by insinuating that his father would mourn his defeat. That was all it took to ignite the Fury's temper, leading to a chaotic scene. John Fury, enraged by Usyk's antics, stormed toward the Ukrainian champion, attempting to confront him and even shoving at him. However, the situation was diffused by bystanders who intervened, preventing a full-blown altercation. Without their interference, Usyk might have faced a similar fate to Tyson Fury's May 18th challenger. Usyk's antics didn't stop there. Picking up where he left off during the previous press conference, he continued his psychological warfare. Fortunately, Tyson Fury managed to keep his focus, avoiding further escalation. John Fury, though visibly frustrated, refrained from actions that might jeopardize Tyson's ability to finalize the contract or step into the ring with Usyk. Weeks earlier, the pre-fight press conference between the two fighters had already been a spectacle. Held at the magnificent Guildhall in London, the event was marked by an unusual mix of tension and humor. Both fighters traded verbal jabs and indulged in playful trolling, setting the stage for the highly anticipated rematch. With cheeky costumes, cryptic one-word answers, and plenty of theatrics, the press conference hinted at the drama yet to come, ensuring the world remains captivated by this heavyweight clash. In May of this year, Oleksandr Usyk achieved a historic milestone by becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. In a thrilling bout, he recovered from a challenging opening round to stagger and outwork Tyson Fury, earning a razor-close yet sensational victory. The Ukrainian's triumphs solidified his place at the pinnacle of boxing. With the highly anticipated rematch now set for December 21st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the boxing world is abuzz. Earlier today, an unconventional pre-fight press conference added to the excitement. Usyk stole the spotlight by appearing in full Agent 47 attire from the iconic video game series Hitman. Not only did Usyk fully embrace the character by wearing the signature suit and sporting a shaved head, but he also humorously carried a military-grade briefcase. Adding to the theatrics, he displayed a picture of himself landing one of his trademark overhand lefts on Fury, poking fun at the Gypsy King. The playful antics have set the tone for what promises to be an unforgettable showdown.
I have to be a little bit more focused, a little bit more smart to get the victory. As it would seem, my rematch with people is always ends up one way. I always end up knocking them out in the rematch.
Never one to shy away from a bit of humor, Tyson Fury added his own twist to Oleksandr Usyk's antics. the British boxer signed the picture Usyk had brought, a snapshot of the Ukrainian landing one of his iconic overhand lefts, and returned it with a grin, much to the amusement of his trainer. Fury seemed more than willing to play along with Usyk's hitman impersonation, showcasing his light-hearted side. However, Fury did not let the moment pass without issuing a warning. "I'm prepped and ready," he stated firmly. "I'll need to be a little sharper and a little smarter to secure the victory." This determination comes as Fury reflects on his history of rematches, which have seen him continually adapt and improve. Fury is convinced that his preparation for this rematch with the Ukrainian is the best he's ever had. Showing a lean and more refined physique during recent sparring sessions, the former unified world heavyweight champion is laser-focused on reclaiming his crown. After suffering his first professional defeat and seeing Usyk ascend to undisputed heavyweight champion, Fury is eager to avenge his loss in the division.
Whoever I've faced more than once has been knocked out in the rematch, so I'm envisaging something similar in the second fight with Usyk.
The Wydenshaw-born boxer has been assembling a diverse group of sparring partners to prepare for his rematch against Oleksandr Usyk. Among those recruited by Fury's training team is South African heavyweight Kevin Lerena, as reported by the Daily Mail. Fury's noticeably more muscular physique has also caught attention, with one observer on X commenting, "It feels like Usyk outskilled Fury, so Fury has to rely on his size advantage this time, something he didn't fully utilize in their last fight." Despite the speculation, Tyson Fury remains confident. Reflecting on their first encounter in May, he stated that Usyk neither surprised him nor presented a particularly difficult challenge. Whether fans choose to believe him or not, Fury appears determined to correct past mistakes and reclaim his position at the top of the heavyweight division. What truly matters is that Tyson Fury has repeated his claim more than once, and in doing so, he presumably believes it. Whether the rest of us agree is irrelevant. After all, we were merely spectators. We watched as Oleksandr Usyk hurt Fury and came close to stopping him in the 9th round, before securing a relatively comfortable points victory. That was our perspective, and it's one shared by most observers. Yet, this widespread consensus doesn't necessarily mean Fury is wrong to stand by his words. As the one inside the ring, Fury experienced the fight in a way no one outside the ropes ever could. He had an insight unique to him, one that even Usyk, his opponent, cannot fully grasp. As their highly anticipated rematch on December 21st approaches, Fury's perspective remains as compelling as ever.
As you can see, counting down the days until I can get my redemption on Usyk. December the 21st is going to be my time. I've done everything in boxing, but I ain't come back from a loss. And I relish it.
When asked yesterday on TNT Sports if anything about Oleksandr Usyk surprised him in their May clash, Tyson Fury responded with his trademark candor. "Being honest as I always am, it was actually easier than I thought it would be," he said. "I'd listened to Tony Bellew, listened to Anthony Joshua. They said this guy is so hard to hit, like the Matrix. I was thinking this guy must be impossible to land on, but in reality, he was much easier to hit than I anticipated. That made me a bit complacent, because every time I threw an uppercut to the body or head, or even feinted, I'd land on him." Of all the statements made during Wednesday's launch press conference, this one stood out, not least because of the conviction with which Fury delivered it. Interestingly, both perspectives could hold truth. Usyk may have comprehensively
The 12th and final round.
If that happens to be true, every aspect of it should work in Fury's favor. As far as confidence is concerned, he may actually enter the rematch on December 21st with even greater self-belief than he had before their first encounter. Back then, Fury was undefeated, but Usyk represented an unknown quantity, creating a sense of uncertainty that lingered in his mind. It's also worth reflecting on how the first fight unfolded and how the momentum shifted. At one point, Fury appeared to be finding his rhythm, working Usyk's body and seemingly beginning to settle into the contest. But suddenly, everything changed. Just as Fury seemed to be gaining control and starting to relax, Usyk seized the opportunity to take over and pull ahead. That pivotal moment came when Fury, by his own admission, became a touch too complacent.
It's usually about money, and both fighters have got to be willing.
Is that the delay in that fight, that he's asking for too much or not enough, that you feel that, or you feel you should get the lion's share?
Involved in all the business side anymore, because it used to give me a lot of stress.
In other words, if you hear Fury's account of the first fight and choose to believe it, there's enough in what he says to justify his perspective. Fury's claims provide a framework to convince yourself he isn't losing his mind. At the same time, there's plenty of evidence, both in how Usyk turned the fight around and in his ability to adjust in any bout, to suggest the trajectory of the first fight had less to do with Fury's performance and more to do with Usyk's brilliance. It's entirely possible that Fury found Usyk easier to hit and the fight less challenging than he anticipated. What likely caught him off guard, however, was Usyk's ability to do to him what he has done to every other opponent, methodically breaking them down. Usyk's undefeated record of 22 knots speaks for itself, showcasing his ability to adapt and dominate without opponents even realizing how it's happening. Meanwhile, Fury's approach and preparation have come under scrutiny. Former world champion Anthony Joshua recently delivered a sharp critique of Fury's corner during the first fight with Usyk, calling it chaotic and disorganized. Boxing insiders, including Ricky Hatton, have suggested that Fury should consider removing his father John Fury from his corner for the rematch. The general consensus seems to be that the lack of cohesion in Fury's team may have hindered his performance. With just over a week until the December 21st rematch in Riyadh, the anticipation is building for what promises to be an epic showdown. Fury's corner is expected to feature head coach Sugar Hill Stewart and Andy Lee, two experienced trainers who could help bring order to the chaos seen in their first encounter. Whether John Fury remains part of the setup or steps aside for a more streamlined approach could be a decisive factor in the outcome of this highly anticipated clash.
Tyson Fury!
I've always gotten along with John, Fury admitted, but the incident with the headbutt made a few people turn against us. Reflecting on the dynamics within his team, Fury noted that while Tyson may have had supporters questioning his setup, he himself doesn't see an issue with John Fury being part of the corner. I believe this time he'll be under instructions not to voice his opinions to the coach or Andy Lee, he added.
Stress and anxiety. So I'd rather not even get involved.
You know, Tyson's ready to fight anybody in the world, but they've got to pay him what he's worth. And I don't think Usyk's worth a 50-50, because Usyk on his own without Tyson Fury can't tell the O2 out.
What I've learned from these boxing fighters.
As preparations intensify for the rematch with Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury acknowledges that he's not the same fighter he was a decade ago, drawing comparisons to Mike Tyson in terms of evolution and adaptability. Now, entering the final stages of training camp, Fury is fully focused on reclaiming his place at the top of the heavyweight division. The rematch with Usyk promises to test not only Fury's skills, but also the cohesion and strategy of his corner team as they aim to deliver a performance worthy of a champion. Usyk handed the Brit the first loss of his professional career back in May, securing a victory via split decision. Now, many are questioning how much the 36-year-old Fury has left in the tank after that agonizing defeat earlier this year. Despite the doubts, Fury remains confident in his ability to shine on fight night and even the score, amid ongoing discussions of a potential unification bout between the heavyweight champions. Throughout their first encounter, Fury displayed flashes of brilliance during certain stretches. However, the pivotal moment came in the 9th round, when Usyk left Fury visibly dazed. Although Fury was fortunate that the bell rang before Usyk could capitalize further, he struggled to regain momentum in the closing rounds. As the rematch approaches, Fury is determined to overcome these past mistakes and deliver a performance that cements his place among the all-time greats.
I have to be a little bit more focused and a little bit more smart to get the victory. As it would seem, my rematch.
At 36 years old, Tyson Fury acknowledges he is no longer the same fighter who defeated Vladimir Klitschko in 2015 to claim the world title. This change, he says, is largely due to the toll of years in the ring and the accumulation of punches absorbed over time. "I'm not the same guy I was at 21 or 22, Fury admitted. But who is the same at that age? Nobody. Muhammad Ali wasn't the same when he fought Joe Frazier. It's just the reality of life." Uttering the powerful words with no emotion whatsoever, Muhammad Ali wasn't the same fighter he was at 21 or 22, Fury admitted. "I'm not the same guy I was at 21 or 22, Fury admitted. But who is the same at that age? Nobody. Muhammad Ali was the same at that age at 22 when he fought Joe Frazier." He petered on. Reflecting on the passage of time, Fury recalled a conversation with Vladimir Klitschko before their fight. "I was in my 20s and I told him, 'Look at you, you're 37 years old, you're an old man now. This is a young man's game.' And here I am, in that exact same position, sitting in that very same boat. Despite the inevitable effects of age and wear, Fury remains determined to adapt and prove he still belongs at the pinnacle of the heavyweight division."
Whoever I've faced more than once has been knocked out in the rematch, so I'm envisaging something similar in the second fight with Usyk.
Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk are set to clash once again on December 21st, with the Brit aiming to avenge his loss to the Ukrainian. With the rematch now just days away, Fury has admitted he wasn't surprised by Usyk's success in their first bout, placing the blame squarely on himself for allowing it to happen. "It wasn't so much about what he did right, it was more about me," Fury explained. "I was fatigued, losing focus, and throwing punches without thinking about what I was doing. It wasn't that what he did was so incredible, it's that I made mistakes. That's really what cost me."
The way she's reacted to the step up in level opponent.
I think in the step up opponent, the performances are getting better and better. She had a long camp for this one. And like I say, she's got a fantastic team around her. We're in the gym working hard with mate Dom, who's over there.
In a recent interview promoting the release of the boxing video game Undisputed, Tyson Fury shared insights into his strategy for the highly anticipated rematch with Oleksandr Usyk. "It's all about horses for courses, isn't it? It depends on what's needed on the night," Fury explained. "Against Wilder, I had to go all out to get him out of there before he got me. It had to be a 50-50 gunslinger with the biggest puncher in history. That's just what the fight required." Reflecting on his approach for the rematch with Usyk, Fury hinted at a similar mindset. "It's not going to be the same fight, though. I'm going to roll the dice, put my best foot forward, and swing away. It'll be you or me. I've never been afraid to get knocked out. I've always been willing to put it all on the line every single time."
Tyson's always been very good at the Warworth. This time, I think he messed up. And Usyk's team played it brilliant, being honest. Do you know why? Because Tyson, honestly, I like Tyson, knew him years. But the moment he went, you know what, 70-30, that's all you're worth. Usyk's gone, no problem.
Do you think it was a bluff call?
I do. And I think he's double bluffed him. Because then he goes, you're about rematch.
Fury continued, "There's no secret about my plan. I'm going in there to knock him out. I don't think I'll get a decision, no matter what I do. I didn't get a boxing decision in America that time, so I've got to take it out of the judge's hands. I need to get Usyk out of there. It's all about heart, and I'll have to break his to secure the victory." What are your thoughts on Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk? Do you think Tyson Fury's preparations and strategy will allow him to reclaim his lost glory? Or will Usyk prove too much once again? Their rematch on December 21st will decide it all. Share your predictions in the comments. For the latest updates on boxing events and moments, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out on quality content. Until next time, peace out.